Yeah, not the okay, who the infants here na yantuaso emfa emam. Awan.
Sergio.
They not the brain.
Oh yeah, you be the under 20 AFCON championship no Sergio. Quarter final games no so ya group stage na wi. Nti edru baby a quarter finals ye be hu after this stage any ye be hu omo be wuremu into the semi-finals no. So what it means after this game wa be wuremu into the semi-final no wa qualify to the World Cup the 2025 under 20 championship ebe koso ewo Chile. Na the interest the wumpa Ghana versus Egypt. So you most often playing against host. Na enshedanye honestly to the bia because they use their numbers opportunity to intimidate you. Yebekai yemiti Egypt ewo under 23 AFCON championship near coach Ibrahim Tanku and then Mranti and Koeno. They defeated us. Even though we played very well, that they defended well, we also had a good goalkeeper who also did a very marvelous job in the shape of Meka Kwame Ba. And this game against Egypt in the quarterfinals of this under-20 championship, said you ain't an easy task. The very good news to say, Jerry Freya, free camp, Echo Boma and club CD Lugono, said you Wasaba back, were reported, and I think say very refreshing news. Okay, the presence in that game against Senegal, and of course that game against Central African Republic. In that game against Senegal, no assisting minya the only goal of that game, and a very very good news say yenya Jerry free back Obabe team no more Obabe boy. Say you an easy task against the Egyptians. Egyptians and shedam more out of omu group stage na nkasa because omu the third. Because Kenya Ted or Munya said you honestly ka group stage of the competition can we crack out of the competition. But Sierra Leone any South Africa and the top two spot no group no more detailed. So and no more that opportunity any more ebabishia. So and 3 p.m. I no be 5 p.m. Egypt time. So said you any Egypt for no at the buffet. So we just hope and pray say benya the chance to be the quarterfinal. So na meka Tony Pooley said you or your former Stoke City coach, Wakochi, West Bromwich Albion, Crystal Palace, Sheffield Wednesday, a top manager said you Premier League ni hey days then time na Stoke City obekai omo bought that defensive football omo the ball no fast omo say Barcelona bakra it was Stoke City obebre, and this was the coach who was masterminding that tactics. And Andy Crano explaining and initially said Jose Mourinho see Tony Pulis those kind of coaches on mobile 19th century football, and said that is his style. He always played defensive. Obobe coach our GD pa or say obi or kana pa, and said you any ababeti yet say Walandi ewo Egypt so say Okofa the sporting directorship role it was Zamalek.
Okay.
So this is the level that these people are taking the game to. Ubeka at a point in time, now Martignol was at Nadi Alali. Martignol, formerly of Tottenham. Now Alex McLeish was at Zamalek. So they bring in top coaches, top players, and this is the other level that they've taken it to. Crystal Palace, former coach, former the West Bromwich Albion, former Stoke City manager. Meka Tony Pulis Alande. Okay. So Sadio Mane na Ibisa Mohamed Salah about on relationship during those times or Liverpool no. Or see honestly say na there were seeming tensions Mohamed Salah kai say na tension but omu make sure so mo be professional on the field of play. Or say you cut off the picture on it Sadio Mane one time share those kind of acquaintances no. So Mohamed Salah those stories ni na echere. Say you quickly yen the Ghana relay team na adwuma moyeye meka Barnabas Age, Joseph Paul Amoa, Mustafa and then Ibrahim Fuseni. Say you they did a marvelous job because here na France for no LED. But Mustafa they called the last end no say you onu no timi manage enya the second spot no 38.32 seconds. Say you the run now the mine.
Okay. Then there was what yes. Nti yankoso yenti commentary na
Yes, yenti commentary no. Eno ekoso ewo Guangzhou in China. So that one serves as the qualifiers for the IAAF championship ebeba so ewo Tokyo. A few weeks ewo Japan.
This is competitive. Some very strong teams, and only 2 of them can make Tokyo. Ghana have gone flying out on the opening leg with Barnabas Aga. Changes. Ghana, no, not the best change. They have still got the baton. The athlete is juggling the baton down the back straight there. He's still just about got hold of it. Trying to make up the ground now on France, who are going strongly. Not a smooth change from France. Not a smooth change on the outside either. Switzerland have gone. France and Ghana outside them. Korea right on the outside as well. And the Netherlands have gone too, by the way, as France into the home straight with Aymeric Priam. The second place up for grabs. Ghana against Korea. Only one of them will qualify. Ghana storming through. And it's going to be tight on the line who got there. They're both off to Tokyo. France and Ghana.
This was how run no possible. Oh yeah, baton mistake bemu. Okay, one of the mistakes the last year's Olympic Games, no. And of course, baton change, But I you boys in the team from Joseph Paul Amoa to Mustafa, and then Mohammed Fuseni Obetimi, Fuseni Ibrahim rather, Obeti the 4th baton. Say you, or no Timmy make sure say Yetimenya the 2nd spot. So say you, young guys now qualified to IAAF Championship. Ebe Koso Ewo Tokyo. Say you this time Kaiser Chiefs for Nampene. Why have Orlando Paris are show more this season, home and away, and no, the Nedbank final, they almost said they be a Peneso. And said you, and no, after the game, no, they won by 2-1. Yusuf Mat go no said you, and in a silly BPR, the Moses Mabida Stadium in Durban. And said you,
captain for the side.
Yeah, captain for the side. And I think it was a very, very, very good when it after say Gaston Sirino shared the first goal, you saw say evidence. Video no.
Yeah.
So evidence Mago Patekano with the header after the free kick was taken, and then Yusuf Mat Eddie the left footer no shared the final goal of the game. And said you that one Etimia coach Nasreddin Nabi and in the Kaiser Chief Mrantiano Etimia the Nedbank final. This time around they've proven to Orlando Pirates said not this time. Sending more share over the couple of times this season. We need your company.
We for the first time in 10 years.
Yes.
10 years, Kaiser Chiefs. How many trophy of South Africa? This is the first time in 10 years.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Orlando Paris. When he just this season, but the good thing is when on that trophy was so, and they have something to show over this time around. And I think that getting that 2-1 win against Augustin Serino penalty, and of course there's evidence Mago Pati Kanona Yusuf Mat did the final touch and Ama coach Nasreddin Nabi at least this time around what me didn't say Edia trophy on also because what they are winning Ediama Kaiser Chiefs. Said you unfortunately after this game Orlando Paris more release you coach and say in as much as a contract kakra ewo till June and said you yet it is either North Africa or some parts of the Gulf, but said you Elali for no a boy anymore, and I think say indication me and say Elali any coach Jose Rivero come on a Kosopa just to make sure say me and Yanona Wababe take you over as the next coach after say Marcel Kola Omuyino a free Jumenwa went me and more qualify ewo the CAF Champions League finals now ebe Barcelona. Said you over the weekend Yawano was on target for the team National Bank and almost share Pyramids FC, and then I said you say Pyramids are free the top of the post make combo table. So Nadia Lali have now taken over, and courtesy Yawano one of the goals I was sharing and said you were taking Italy to 9 goals.
Okay.
Yeah, 9 goals in around 18 games or so. So averagely 1 goal in 2 games, and said and yet bad for someone who is not a top marksman. And as it will be our Becca, so a typical striker only did the line. Yawamono likes to play either from the wings or just behind the main striker, and I think that is very good for the numbers. Quickly, Sergio, Yemko Ghana for Modimbo Ransford Yeboah scored a brace over the weekend for Hamburg SV, and Sergio Omar qualified for the Bundesliga. They conceded first against ULM, but they scored by 6-1, and 2 of those goals, Sergio, came from the foot of Ransford Yeboah Königsdorfer. So ama ordinately ako 14 and Sergio, and I think that he was very, 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 very good. Say Unya Ransford Yeboah the first goal no and uha ebe twegu yi ewo TV no so amanfo ehu adia Ransford Yeboah. It was a very, very good shape But who said keeper ne play free line or chipo bono, and of course there's the other goal that Ransford Yeboah scored, and I think that Nina a contributed Emma Munya that 6-1 victory. No, and say yo quickly you saw say after the game na fan invasion. Fan will be about pitch and also just to make sure say omo jubility because omo secure a Bundesliga promotion next season. Say you been Ransford Yeboah ewo the Ghana ewo the Bundesliga. Who say you shouldn't need Ghana for be pre Bundesliga na say because Patrick Pfeiffer said you and Stefan Ambrosius was there. He's now moved. Christopher and Triagia no so say you on Schalke 04 NSC and the Bundesliga Bino. So you shouldn't need Ghana for a Bundesliga no. It was Brady Menu no so ewo and I think it's very good say ye benya Ransford Yeboah Koenigsdorfer Beka the list of Ghanaian players omubewo within the Bundesliga no going to next season. Say you Okon Norgelanda Steven Akwanso Eshegu Emma team Norgeland in that 2-2 draw against FC Bromby the Denmark League no because they were down by 2-1 at that point in time and Steven Akwa etimi boa etimi nya that equalizer no so Steven Akwa go no ena etwe he scored and it ended in a 2-2 draw. Of course Osako in Slovakia rather Rahim Ibrahim also scored for Slovan Bratislava in that 3-1 win Omunya against FC Podrezova. So and also ebetre go ama Ibrahim Rahim go na oshe ema ne club Slovan Bratislava that winner Omunya over the weekend. And of course Osaka Belgium USG defeated Anderlecht. So said you Belgium from omo we omo league no but omo bo we ade bi omo friend championship playoff ye the top 4 teams no now more enter into something of a sort say be mo be book to ni obe winning in all those ties e be bono say you what it means say that team becomes the winner of the championship and a relegation for the so ewo. Now within the championship there no we saw a game between USG Union Saint-Gilloise against Anderlecht and of course Mohamed Fousseni scored the only goal of that game Emma USG in that 1-0 win they had over Anderlecht over the weekend. So you Spain Jerry a free Ghana camp ko no the team CD Lugu Oshe esa assistie and they drew and said indication say baby more point in a it's likely they will be out of the relegation zone now. No more say and he scored and he also assisted in that 2-2 draw mobile over the weekend. Lawrence Ajikum also was on target but unfortunately the team eluzu by 4-2 in the relegation playoff of the Belgium League. In Israel, Ebenezer Mamata also scored for FC Ashdod in their 4-2 win against Kiryat, and Ivan Mensah also was on target for the team Skaleka the other league in Albania. And of course Ubeka those goals now at least these are the couple of goals Ghana for etimi.
We also have Daniel Kofiche Freiburg FC Anochi Kaswa anyway
ba 2 years ago mo bokra Daniel said you among for crowd would have Black Stars.
Okay.
Said you Daniel Kofiche already behind time to even come back from injury. Said you minim da obeshasi abobo. Okoba ya rehab said you no asipra. Daniel Kofiche dey said you nim time obe free aba. But said you ebia betimi anya some movement. Me tete said there is one Ghanaian player or Red Bull Salzburg. One German team in the shape of TSG Offenheim. And so make a chase. Ebia going forward the next season. Now some of the other players I make switch, I make move now. You some numbers kakra. Say you where Bundesliga in the Italian Serie A. Say you say numbers na perform.
Okay.
Okay, and contingent of players umusia kan that league na. Say you ko Serie A uyi Empoli guy Emmanuel Jesse and then Alfred Danka for Venezia.
Yeah.
Ibeden Genoa obeka Kalebe Kuban because Afina Jana drop it. And Ibrahim Suleimana for Atlanta said you onye bi more. Bundesliga crowd said you share any numbers. So I said do not call between the Premier League and of course Obeka the French League because so your numbers in terms of Ghanaian players Obeka say free Ghana oba omo various clubs French League said you
Awal Mohammed, haven't you realized that mostly teams which end up placing third in a group stage in a competition always cause upsets to those teams which topped their respective groups. The Black Satellites should be mindful. Nana Kwame Dankwa, Adenta Snits.
My Cote d'Ivoire example na me asema o ye mfatu yi. Because ye bo AFCON say you Cote d'Ivoire mu detailed. But say you ye bo competition we no. Omo mo ye champions.
Okay.
Upsetting all those big teams are no more done anymore. Beating Senegal defending champions, beating Mali, beating DR Congo, and of course, finally they defeated Nigeria. So asemna o kanu
pa. Okay. Enukre pa. Ye jina so na